"Why is the rent so cheap?" Emily asked, her voice bouncing off the cracked white walls. The landlord didn't smile. "People leave, quickly. You won't." She should have walked away right then. But the place had a charm. Old hardwood floors, big windows, that eerie silence that felt owned. She was broke, exhausted, and desperate for a reset after the accident. The first night, her phone died even while plugged in, her charger melted. The second night, she woke to someone whispering in the vent above her bed. It was her name, Emily. Soft, cold. The third night, she heard footsteps, deliberate, heavy, pacing above her, but the floor above was vacant. Sealed off, the landlord had said. "No one's lived up there since the last girl, since the fire." Emily pressed her ear to the ceiling. The steps stopped. Then, a knock. From inside the wall. Emily stared at the ceiling like it might blink. The knock hadn't been loud, just enough to confirm what her gut already knew: she wasn't alone. At 3:12 a.m., she grabbed a chair and climbed up to unscrew the vent. Dust fell out. And something else. A crumpled Polaroid. It showed a girl with long black hair standing in the kitchen. Her kitchen, mouth open in a scream, eyes rolled back, arms reaching toward the lens like she was trying to claw her way through the photograph. Emily dropped it. When she looked again, the photo was gone. The next morning, she confronted the landlord. "That room upstairs, what happened to her?" He didn't meet her eyes. "They never find the bodies, just the screams, that's why we seal it." Emily packed. She zipped one bag, grabbed her keys. The front door wouldn't open. She turned the knob. Nothing. Tried the window, painted shut. Even the fire escape was gone. But someone was now pacing again upstairs. Slow, deliberate, heavier. Then a note slid under her door. She let it in through the vent. Emily ran to the vent, stared into its black throat. Something blinked inside. Twice. She stepped back. The door to the upstairs creaked open. Emily didn't remember walking up the stairs. Her legs moved like they weren't hers. The door to the sealed-off apartment hung open, the air behind it colder than outside. The hallway was black, darker than it should be, like light refused to live there. Each step felt wrong, like she was walking into a memory that wasn't hers. The wallpaper peeled in jagged, hand-shaped strips. There were scratches on the walls, deep like fingernails or claws. Then she saw it. At the end of the hall, a vent, open, bleeding. Blood was dripping from it like the ceiling was crying. Emily stepped closer. Her breath fogged the air. The temperature dropped. Her teeth chattered, but not from cold, from something older. Something watching. She knelt, peered inside. A face stared back. Upside down, smiling. "She's still hungry," it whispered. Emily screamed, stumbled backward. Her foot hit something. Another photo. Same girl. This time, her mouth was stitched shut. Emily turned to run. But the hallway was gone. Behind her was only more hallway. Endless. Repeating. Bleeding. Then her phone lit up. One new message. "You're next, Emily." Emily ran. But no matter how many doors she opened, they all led back to the same hallway. The same vent. The same blood. She tried smashing a window. The glass didn't even crack. Tried screaming, but the walls swallowed her voice like they'd heard it 1,000 times before. Because they had. The apartment was alive. And it remembered. She turned on her flashlight. The beam flickered, then dimmed, then died. She was left in thick, soupy blackness. Then breathing. Not hers. Not human. Emily held her breath. A shadow moved behind her. She turned. Nothing. Then she saw it. A mirror. standing in the middle of the hallway, though there hadn't been one before. Her reflection blinked. She didn't. Her reflection grinned. She screamed. Then, the reflection reached out of the glass. Its hand was wet. Its nails were sharp. It grabbed her wrist. "She wants to wear your face," the mirror whispered. Emily yanked away, bleeding. She staggered back. The mirror shattered. But the hallway didn't change. She fell to her knees, sobbing, and looked down. There were 10 Polaroids scattered on the floor. Each one showed her, sleeping, in this apartment. From above, someone had been watching, photographing her, from inside the ceiling. And then, the vent behind her creaked open. The vent groaned. Emily turned slowly. Something inside shifted, crawled, stretched. Then, fingers, long, gray, jointed the wrong way. They gripped the edge of the vent like a spider, testing its web. She ran, down the hallway, but it changed as she moved. Doors melted into walls. Lights flickered, then died. Voices whispered from the floorboards. "Stay, she's lonely." Emily kicked open the bathroom door, slammed it shut, locked it. The mirror was gone. In its place, another vent. A hand slid out, then a shoulder, then a head. It was the girl from the photos, but her eyes were hollow, mouth sewn. She crawled, twisted, backward, like her spine was broken in 3 places. Emily screamed, grabbed the shower rod, swung. The girl didn't flinch, she whispered through her sewn lips. The words bled into Emily's mind. "She needs a face." The walls pulsed, bleeding, beating, alive. Then Emily remembered. The bag. The matches. She ran to the kitchen, doused the vent with alcohol, struck a match. The fire roared up the wall like it had been waiting. The girl screamed. A dozen other screams echoed from inside the vents. But the fire didn't stop. It spread like veins. The apartment shrieked. As Emily broke the window with a chair, the apartment begged her to stay. It offered memories, loved ones, her lost sister. Voices, familiar. Just one more night. She jumped. The next tenant moved in a week later. The landlord smiled as he handed over the keys. "Welcome, rent's low, just one rule." He pointed at the vent. "Never open that."